welcome to a new edition of the Red Mountain Express. I'm your host, Blake Westbrook. Joining me, as always, is Matthew Joyner and Patrick Tucker. And we also have a special guest with us today. My 21-month-old daughter is sitting with Patrick right now because, as many of you know, we record this on Tuesday nights, and she has decided that she does not want to go to sleep. So, welcome, Maggie.
Hey, Maggie.
She's smiling right now, so that's great. We got a good show in store for you today, so let's kind of get to it. Story that just kind of came out on AL.com recently was a Comfort Inn and Suites is going to be opening up next to the Birmingham Crossplex. Now, for those who don't know what that is, it's kind of it's a big, lack of a better term, sports arena where they have a new track and field. I know they've done wrestling matches there as well. But I think this is really good because they have a lot of regional and state events there, and it's good to have places for folks to stay around that area.
Yeah, they've definitely got a lot of people coming into town for this. So I think previously there's nothing really super close to there. So I think this will be a good thing. They're having a grand opening event. Did they already have it?
They had it today, yeah.
Okay, sorry. They had a grand opening event. I hope you went.
If you were there, I'm sure it was great.
Let us know about it.
Mayor Woodfin was there.
Speaking of Woodfin, Randall, call us back, man. Good job on the show. But no, I mean, this is really, really good. They're going to be managed by a Birmingham-based hotel company, Jackson Hospitality Services, and they opened their doors last week. So it's 100% smoke-free rooms, which I think most hotel rooms are smoke-free.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a smoking hotel anymore.
Right, and so, free Wi-Fi, and it's really, really good for that area. And I think, you see things like this that pop up around a big development like the Crossplex. You can only hope for more.
They have hired or are hiring like 130 employees, so that's a nice little boost there in the area. It's not a huge number, but it's, the more jobs you can get.
That's a lot of jobs, absolutely. So, if you're listening to this podcast from out of town and you're coming to town to go to a wrestling match or a track and field event over at the Crossplex, stay at the Comfort Inn and Suites and use your tax dollars over there. We talked about this off the air last week, this next story, and I couldn't remember if we talked about it on the air, but apparently we didn't. Saltgrass Steakhouse is opening 2 restaurants here in town. Now, they're a Texas-based steakhouse. They're opening one off 280, which I know me and you have seen.
Yeah, drive past it every day.
Right, and then they're opening another one at the old Legends or Legacy barbecue place over on 150.
It was an up the creek. It's kind of like if you're coming out of the Patton Creek Shopping Center and you take a right on the 150, it's going to be almost right there on your right, like the next
to the
100 yards up. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so, have y'all heard of this place?
No.
I think I've heard of it before, but I've definitely never been to one.
I haven't either. I looked at their menu. It looks really good. I like steakhouses. The design looks really cool. I know that the one over on 280 it looked like a Copeland's at one point.
It was a tilted kilt.
And then it was a tilted kilt after that. So
yeah,
this
I forgot what it was before tilted.
It was
Maybe
probably a Copeland's. It looks like
so.
a Copeland's because we had a Copeland's
that
in
sounds
Montgomery.
right.
Yeah. So this is good because you're repurposing an old building. They've done a lot of new designs to the building. I think that they are already open, at least on that one.
Yep.
Or at least they've done a soft opening.
Yeah, the 280 and 459 location is open.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of the 150 location.
Yeah, I don't think the 150 location is open yet. But they'll have
it's not even on their website yet.
Is it not really on their website?
No. It's interesting.
Well, I've looked at the menu. Looks good. Like I said, it's seafood, burgers, steaks. And then they have, I'm looking on the story here on AL.com. It says a No Bull Lounge offers appetizers, beer, margaritas, and wines by the glass. So happy hour from 3 to 7.
So you looked at the menu. Is there anything that, looking at that menu or looking at the website, that sets it apart from what we kind of already have here, like your Texas Roadhouse or your, what's the other, like Outback or any of those chain restaurants?
I cannot give you an informed opinion on that because I've looked at it a couple times and it just looks like a basic steakhouse. But they got a bone-in ribeye, which is, I love a bone-in ribeye, and they have a good mixture of seafood too on these.
How'd the prices look?
Looks about normal for a steakhouse, kind of like a Texas Roadhouse. And like I said, the design looks great. I'm glad they're repurposing an old building over there on both locations. And they're making a big play. I mean, opening 2 restaurants that are not native to, at least to the Alabama area, and open them all at the same time. It's just kind of, I don't know.
That's a pretty good split as far as like picking up customers. I think that's
one at the Galleria and over there, one next to 280 where everybody seems to be these days.
And large population areas around both of those, really.
I kind of want to try it out. Maybe go up there for lunch one day. Patrick,
Nice.
you work next to me.
Yeah.
But we'd have to pass the taco truck to get there, and
That's true. It's probably
which is
not
opening
gonna
at night now, which is even better.
That's awesome.
So we'll check that out and kind of get back to you and let you know what it is. If you go by there and eat there and have an opinion, let us know what you think. We'll say your thoughts on the air.
The only thing I noticed on their menu is that you can ruin your steak by covering it with mushrooms for like $6.
So you're not a mushroom fan, I
do
take
not
it?
like
No.
mushrooms.
I'm the only mushroom fan at the table?
Well, no. I like mushrooms, but I like them if you put them on the side that are like in a wine or something. I don't like them on top of the steak.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Just, you kill the flavor of a steak in my opinion. Steak should have salt, pepper, and throw it on the grill for a minute, and I'm good to go. Staying on the food side of things, a couple of Birmingham restaurants are going to be featured on a cooking show channel, including Gus Hot Dogs, which I like Gus's Hot Dogs. I think everybody here at the table loves hot dogs. And then a restaurant that has gotten mixed reviews from this panel, Oven Bird. And they will be featured on an episode of Southern and Hungry on the Cooking Channel. So the show will air on September 10th at 8 p.m., September 11th at 12 a.m., the 15th at 1 p.m., and October 7th at 11:30 p.m. The show's host grew up in Montgomery, I believe. It's
one of them.
One of them
Yeah.
did, right. Rutledge Wood.
He grew up in Crestline.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the Birmingham area. So, yeah, I mean, Oven Bird, again.
All right, so we've talked about it. And yes, there's mixed reviews from us at the table, but I took an Uber this weekend and got to talking to the driver about different things around Birmingham, and he actually stated, with no prompting from me whatsoever, he was talking about restaurants, and he said, and you know what? I'm a bigger fan of Oven Bird than Highlands. Yeah, that's what he said.
That's a pretty strong statement.
That's a bold statement right there.
He was a man about town, and he had a strong opinion.
Was he
about
really
it.
skinny? Did he not really
No, he looks
require
like
a lot of food?
He looked like us, like he ate a meal or two.
Really?
Yeah.
So did he probably spend $400 at Oven Bird because
Hey, you know what? If he
it's
enjoyed
good.
it,
It's good food, but they just give you so little.
if he enjoyed it, that's all I'm saying. Like yes, we have our opinions, but other people differ.
It's good. Look, I'm not dogging the food. I think the food's good, but the fact that you order like an appetizer of deviled eggs and you get really one egg, it's just. I mean, don't laugh off the air. Just I'm being right on this.
I don't totally disagree with you.
Yeah.
I did not pay for my meal there, so
Okay.
it's a little bit different. I
I think we
but
went for Matt's birthday. Is what
Yeah.
we went.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And it was good, and actually, their drinks are really good.
drinks were
too.
great.
Drinks were great too. So check that out. It's just kind of a little side note we wanted to feature. I plan on watching this and kind of seeing how they portray Birmingham, which they always do, especially Birmingham being such a good food town.
Remind me what channel that's going to be on?
It's going to be on the Cooking Network.
Cooking. All right.
The Cooking Channel, I'm sorry, which I'm a huge fan of because Alton Brown's Good Eats is coming back on TV.
Good Eats Reloaded. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Oh, can't wait.
I can't wait.
I love
either.
that show.
I love that show too. The last story I want to feature here on the program today is a new mural is going to be showcased downtown. It's going to be called the One City Mural at the Birmingham Association of Realtors Leadership Academy. It was their project. And it's, do we know where this is going to be? It's the Watts Realty Building, is that right?
Yeah, that's right, at 3rd Avenue South.
Yeah. So the artist is Marcos Fetch. He did the Wings in Avondale, which we've all seen, the World Games 2021, and then some other murals downtown. So I like this idea. I think there should be more of these downtown, especially on some of these older buildings that just kind of need some maybe updating or a little bit of love to the facade. So this is really, really good.
Yeah, and they've got the AL.com article has a rendering of it, and it's a really cool mural. It's more modern looking than some of the other stuff I've seen around town, but I really like it.
Yeah, and for those who are maybe don't go to our website, it just says One City, and it looks like people working on that One City mural as a shadow. So, what do you say, Maggie? Do you have something to add to the...
Maggie with the hot take.
That's just good.
There you go.
All right, you heard
There
it
go.
first here.
You heard it first here. So it's going to be done by the end of this week, I believe, is what they've said. So as soon as that's up, we'll kind of get some pictures, and I'm glad they're doing this. I think this is a really good thing.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of this kind of stuff around town, like you said. And I'd really even like to see maybe some of the older buildings that had ads on them, like painted on the building. I'd like to see those touched up and restored.
Well, like if you ever go to, I think it's in like some of the these old towns in Georgia. They have updated all these old Coca-Cola.
We did that in the town I grew up in, Columbiana.
Yeah.
We had an artist update or renovate a lot of the older murals on the side of some of the older buildings in town. There was a Coca-Cola one, and there was one that was advertising like denim overalls, like very old commercials.
That's cool. Birmingham has a lot of those.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a guy that put out a book, I think it's called Faded Birmingham.
Yeah.
That was of all the old advertisements that you can still see on the downtown buildings.
There's a couple prominent ones downtown that I think would be awesome if they got touched up. So yeah, maybe that's something we should lead the charge on. So Maggie agrees to that one. Well, let's take a break. Let's hear from about our friends over at Beecham Woodworks, and we'll be back with the second half of the show. We'll be back in a minute. Beecham Woodworks is a locally owned and operated wood shop in Birmingham, Alabama, specializing in custom furniture and small home goods. Chris and Kanan Beecham create a wide variety of unique pieces of all sizes, ranging from cutting boards to farmhouse tables. Using wood sourced from Alabama sawmills, Beecham Woodworks creates affordable quality pieces that will be a one-of-a-kind fixture for your home. So support your local woodworker and visit redmountainexpress.com/woodworks or check them out on their Facebook and Instagram accounts. Beecham Woodworks, turning your house into a home. And welcome back to the second half of the show. Patrick has abandoned his post. He is stepping off to the side to care for my child.
He's taking a bullet.
He's taking the bullet. So that doesn't mean he's, at least a less important person on the show. It just means that he's the one that my daughter wanted to go to. And that is a very humbling thing. So before we get into what's going on this weekend with our folks with Happenings in the Ham, Matthew, you had quite the weekend. Y'all had a staycation type of deal?
Yeah, it was our anniversary. So me and Laura decided...
How many years?
5, yeah.
5 years.
Does not feel like 5.
What does it feel like?
1 or 2.
There you go.
I mean, time goes, it flies by. Yeah, so instead of, in lieu of like spending a lot of money and trying to go out of state or stay somewhere more exotic, we decided to stay around town and do some of the things we hadn't had a chance to do. There's been a lot of things opening and a lot of things happening around town since we had our child. So that's like 4 or 5 months worth of, 4 months, but like 5 months because we didn't really go anywhere for that last 2 or 3 months of pregnancy. Of really not exploring these new things that are popping up around here. So we wanted, I guess, stay somewhere local and do some of the local things.
So where did you end up staying?
So we stayed at the Elleton.
Oh, wow.
That was really nice. They have done a lot. I don't know what the building looked like, before they redid everything, but it looks like they have done a lot. The rooms were really clean, really cool, had a lot of modern touches, but then still had some like the older facade. You could tell the building had a lot of history. Like our room had a mail slot with the old U.S. Postal Office, like bronze placard on it to show you where people could drop their mail in.
You could write a note, "My dearest Clara,
Right.
I have just arrived at the Elliton Hotel."
So that was cool. All the rooms have iPads in them, which I haven't been in a hotel that had that, where you can use the iPad to, go through all the different amenities in the hotel and get your car called up from, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Oh, the
concierge.
Concierge.
Yeah. Not concierge. Valet. Thank you,
Valet.
Patrick, from across the room with the valet safe. So we did that. We stayed at the Elleton. We ate at Brat Brat for lunch, and
Was that your first time
that
there?
was my first time there.
Oh,
I know y'all have talked about
it's
it.
fantastic.
It was really good.
Yeah.
I had the burger. What did you have?
That's what I had.
You had the burger?
Man, it's so good.
Patrick from across the room?
No, I did not have the burger. I had the schnitzel.
You had the schnitzel? And Patrick had brunch, he says. The burger was really good. Laura had the brat on a bun, and that was really good. We got a order of fries. Of course, their beer selection was good, unique stuff that you can't really get at other venues around town. So we enjoyed that a whole lot. The restaurant's really cool. They did a really good job with all that. In the outdoor area, of course, it was like 95 degrees on Saturday, so we didn't really go out there and do anything, but it looked really cool from inside with the air conditioner.
That bar is so cool.
The bar is really
the
cool.
Big old the deer that's over top of it, and
or the moose or whatever that is.
stag, I guess you'd call it. And then the areas where you sit down, I mean, they're the kind of picnic style tables.
Yeah, like
everybody just kind of sits everywhere.
Community style.
Yeah, it's excellent, and they have a great beer selection too.
Yeah, it was really good. So we did that. Hit up the Woolworth finally.
Okay, this is what I wanted to hear about. So tell me about the
All
Woolworth.
right, yeah, because y'all haven't been to the Woolworth yet.
I saw videos of you or the snaps from you.
We got there not long after they opened, maybe like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and we tried out the duck pin bowling. I really liked it a lot more than I thought I would. First, the games were cheap, but you can pay for 7 frames or 10 frames, and 10 frames with 2 people went by extremely fast because you get 3 bowls per frame.
Like 3 per?
3, yeah.
So you roll once, you knock down, let's say 8, then you roll again, knock down another one. You roll a third time?
No, if you get all the pins down, then you're done.
No, but I mean, let's say you don't get all the
Okay,
pins
so
down.
let's say you had 9 in the second frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go for a third bowl in the frame.
So it's not like 2 like regular bowling.
No,
Okay.
the lanes are a whole lot shorter. The balls are all the same size. You don't get a choice, and it's like I know we talked about
Like a
this.
shot put,
It's like a
basically.
shot, but it's like a 5-pound shot put, and I'm not sure the exact weight right now. Off the top of my
Now,
head.
I saw a video of you doing this, and I saw a video of Laura doing this.
Yes.
And obviously, Laura is the duck pin bowler of the couple.
She had a strong opening, and I caught up, but she ended up winning.
Okay.
Yeah, she came out solid, swinging. The only thing that was really odd is that the pins, if you go to a bowling alley these days, you knock the pins down, the pins go through this magical contraption, and they end up being set by this mechanical arm that comes down. The pins at the Woolworth were all like on a string, so you knock the pins down, and you can see the string that's attached to them as they're laying down. Well, when they go to pick up, though, sometimes they'll get all twisted up. So we had to call somebody over twice to have them like untwist the pins for us. It wouldn't set.
Right.
Yeah, it was weird. But that was a whole lot of fun. More fun than I thought it could be. Of course, they've got a whole bank of pinball machines. We tried that out. They've got some bumper pool tables set out, some ping pong tables, and then that giant arcade machine, the Pac-Man / Galaga thing that you saw the picture of Woodfin playing. That was really cool too. You're standing really close to it, so it's kind of hard to focus. Like we tried to play Pac-Man a couple of times, and that's hard to watch everything on the screen at once, but it's a really cool experience.
Did you have any of the food or beverages at the Woolworth?
We both got a cocktail when we got there, and then we both got a beer. The beers are really well priced. The cocktails are a little bit more on the expensive side, I think, but they were good.
So you approve? You approve?
Yeah,
this
I
place?
approve.
Yeah.
I approve. We got there, of course, when it was a little bit emptier. We sat there, and when we were done playing games, we watched the rest of the Auburn LSU game. They started the Alabama game as soon as that game was over. And then, of course, the place was kind of starting to fill up a little bit more. But I enjoyed it. I would go back again, especially with a group, maybe 4 or 5 people. You'd have a lot of fun doing duck pin bowling.
And did you go upstairs to the
We did not go to
roof?
the rooftop bar.
Is it open?
It was open.
Okay.
Yeah, it was so hot outside we didn't want to go up there.
Yeah.
And
then
I should have gone up to see it, though, and I didn't.
And then you went to the bar we talked about a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
Pilcrow.
so we ate dinner at the Yard there at the Elton, and that was really good. I recommend it. Priced fairly. It was good food. And then we went to the Pilcrow. I try not to be the negative person on this podcast.
You're not cool enough to be.
I usually leave that to somebody else.
To me, is that what it is?
I did not enjoy the Pilcrow a whole lot. It was really small. I'm not a huge tequila drinker.
Yeah, see, that wouldn't.
If you're a fan of tequila and you just want to go and sit in like a small lounge type setting, I think it'd be perfect. The prices weren't bad. The staff was really friendly. It was a cool place. Like you go into Founder Station, you go down the stairs, and it's all brick, exposed brick and pipes and stuff. But it's a very small room with like the bar, no bar seating, and then across from the bar is this whole wall of like bench seating. And of course, I posted a picture of it on our Red Mountain Express Instagram account.
You know, I think the part where you said you're not a big fan of tequila probably plays a big part of you not liking that place. Because I'm the same way. I'm not a big tequila drinker. My roommate in college drank tequila like I drink whiskey, like over rocks. So I mean, if you're one of those people, I think you would like that place. But you know, if you ain't got a good drink, I think it kind of can kill the mood sometimes.
Yeah, and of course I tried the drink called the Pilcrow. I guess I'm going to call it their signature drink, and I enjoyed it. I guess I could find a drink I enjoy more at other places.
Yeah.
But Laura enjoyed
but a pretty
it
cool
lot.
looking place though, right?
It's a cool looking place. Laura really enjoyed it, so that's just my opinion about whether or not I would go if I lived in a vacuum. But like I said, she enjoyed it a lot. I think other people would enjoy it. I don't want my opinion to detract from the coolness of the spot. It's just really not my kind of spot.
I get it.
Yeah.
Hey, that's fair.
However, we left the Pilcrow, had a couple drinks there, left the Pilcrow, and then went to the bar on top of the Ellerton, Moonlight.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a whole lot. Moonshine, sorry. Patrick, he's not on the show. You can't hear him, but he's shouting answers across the room. He's coming in and saying,
I'm telling you what, like,
Moonshine.
he's talked. He has talked more over there in that corner than he does when he's near the microphone.
Maybe we're onto something.
We're
Maybe
onto something
from now
here.
on we leave him.
He's like the guy that's in the booth, you know,
Uh-huh.
that chimes in every now
We'll
and
give
then.
him the soundboard. We'll
We'll
there
give
we
you a
go.
soundboard, yeah.
So Moonshine, I really enjoyed that. That's a really cool spot. You ride one of the older, smaller wooden elevators up to the top. They only have one inside the hotel that goes all the way up to the top.
Right.
But when you're inside the elevator, they have these windows that you can look up into the elevator shaft. So that's kind of a weird experience.
Yeah.
There was packed up there, man. There was a lot of people.
How's the view from up there? Pretty good.
The view's great.
Yeah.
You're 16, 17 stories up. You can see everything around you. Of course, you can see over to Railroad Park and all the way over to 65. Like, you can see all the traffic over there. I didn't get on the other side of the building to see what the view was like over there, just looking out towards 65. But it was great, man. We didn't order any food, but we saw food that people did order. It looked awesome. But the drinks, smaller menu, but the drinks were great and pretty well priced.
So did you enjoy your weekend in the city?
Absolutely.
That's
All
right.
these things we've been talking about that I haven't gotten to try yet, finally got to try.
I was really excited when I saw you were at the Woolworth. I was like, I want to hear how this was, and it looked really, really fun. So that's something we all need to go do one day, I think.
I would absolutely do
There's
that.
a thumbs up from the booth.
From
over
the
here.
producer.
From the producer over there. So,
The only other thing that I really wanted to try that we didn't have time for was the axe throwing.
yeah.
That's the only other thing that I had on my list, and we just kind of ran
You know,
out of
nothing
time.
says anniversary like axe throwing.
You know what? She could beat me at bowling, but I think I
You
could
know,
take her to
I
axe
think
throwing.
Patrick's got an anniversary coming up. Patrick, you and Liz need to go axe throwing together.
Another thumbs up from
Another
the producer.
thumbs up
booth.
from the
Yeah.
producer. All right. Well, good. Well, we're glad to hear that you had a great time in the city, Matthew, and we'll make sure we go try out. I want to go try the Woolworth. I really want to go out there and check that out. Let's kind of shift and talk about some of the stuff that the folks from Happenings in the Ham has sent over to us. Every week they're sending us events that are going on around town. So here we go. The first thing is the Birmingham Wild Game Cook-Off. It is on Thursday, September 20th from 6 to 9 p.m. For $40. I think it's kind of weird that this is at the Birmingham Zoo.
I think it's well marketed.
Yeah,
That's a great idea.
So it's time to get your game face on, fire up your grills, and get ready to battle with some of the best backyard chefs in the Birmingham area. The Alabama Wildlife Federation is hosting the Wild Game Cook-Off at the Birmingham Zoo. Get your taste buds geared up for some of the best wild game Birmingham area has ever put on the plate. Ample servings of great food are always featured, including entrees such as venison, duck, dove, pheasant, and much more. Like I said, tickets are $40 or $50 at the door. Ticket prices will include one Alabama Wildlife Federation membership, a subscription to Alabama Wildlife Magazine, and a sample of all the great game you want.
Also coming up on Saturday, September 22nd at 7:30 p.m., Arc Stories, Stories of Embarrassment. This is going to be at the Avon Theater. About every 6 weeks or so, depending on the SEC football schedule, our friends at Arc Stories roll out a new flagship event. These events are their bread and butter. 6 to 8 regular folks, one theme, a little bit of magic, and voila, a night of phenomenal stories. Join in this month to hear some embarrassing stories as told by people who are totally okay with you laughing at them. These are really cool events.
I didn't know what these were until you explained them to me.
So
right?
Arc Stories has a podcast. They also play some of these stories on WBHM, our local NPR station.
Right.
They do some really cool stuff.
Is this kind of like The Moth? Have you ever heard of those on NPR?
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't know that. From the producer booth,
Yeah.
Patrick says that Moth has replaced Arc Stories.
Okay.
I guess I missed that announcement.
Okay.
So it may not be on WBHM, but still Arc Stories is available. You can check them out. And for $10, you can go be a part of this, hear these stories before they get on the podcast or aired somewhere. So check that out.
The Art of Hope, Speaking for the Unspoken, will take place at Trim Tab Brewing Company on Thursday, September 20th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. There is no admission costs. There will be art available for purchase in the gallery of selected works. Enjoy light hors d'oeuvres, Paradise Chow food truck, a cash bar, and live entertainment. Prizes will be awarded to guests and artists at the end of the event. The Art of Hope is an annual fall educational and awareness event hosted by the Alabama chapter of American Federation for Suicide Prevention Junior Board. This event allows local artists to express the effects of mental illness and show those who are struggling that they are not alone. That's a great event, and they put it on every year.
Yeah, I think it's a really huge deal, and one that I actually hadn't heard of before. But, mental health issues and suicide are something that if you've not been hit by it directly, you probably know somebody that has been hit by it directly. And it's something that we don't talk about enough around here, or maybe in the world in general. So I think this is a really important event to help raise awareness and let people kind of speak what needs to be spoken.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
On Saturday, September 22nd at varying times is the Free Museum Day 2018. This is going to take place across 5 different local Birmingham museums, but it's sponsored by the Smithsonian Magazine. Museum Day serves to highlight the incredible museums that spark our curiosity into art, science, history, and more. 5 local Birmingham area museums are participating. They include the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute, Vulcan Park and Museum, McWayne Center, the Iron and Steel Museum of Alabama, and the Birmingham Museum of Art. Each Museum Day ticket grants entry for 2 people, so it's perfect for a date. The event is Saturday, September 22nd, and it's going to be at varying times at these different museums. So if you want to see those times, check out the link that Happenings in the Ham has on their website at happeningsintheham.com. They have a big link on their front page there you can click on, and you can see the times for the museums as they're doing different events.
Yeah. So thank you to our friends over at Happenings of the Ham for providing those events to you. And like he said, you can go to their website and you can check out all these events. That's going to do it for this episode of the Red Mountain Express. We appreciate you listening. I appreciate Patrick for running after my child while she has been up.
I appreciate Maggie coming on the show to lend her voice.
Exactly.
We need a youthful presence on this show.
She's like her old man. She loves to talk. So, like I've always said, you can find us on the World Wide Web at redmountainexpress.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Don't forget to go to our website and let us know what you think about the show. For Matthew Joyner and Patrick Tucker, as well as my daughter, Margaret Westbrook, this has been the Red Mountain Express.